Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, my compliments to my dear friend, old friend, Ikram Sehgal Saab and his esteemed family. I think in our culture, despite difficulties and adversity, if you have strong families as a source of strength and resilience, I think that gives you enough courage to speak truth to power, which my friend Ikram Sehgal has been doing for the last 30 years at tremendous cost to him personally and perhaps also his business interests. It's a pleasure to be here, and it seems that with the increase in volumes of Ikram Sehgal, his readership seems to be more widespread and popular beyond Pakistan's borders, because just before the book launch of the Kakar Model, the Kakar Model has been duly implemented in Bangladesh a week before that, to the precision. And I think it was done as seamlessly in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, as it was done in Pakistan in 1993. And I think this is probably a decision which every upright, professional army chief finds difficult. And this is something, a moment which every prime minister or president dreads, when the army chief goes to the prime minister or the president and says, "Sir, Madam Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, your time is up. Please go home." And General Abdul Wahid Kakar did that with President Ghulam Ishaq Khan, with Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, and with 8 other important office holders in 1993. 4 governors, 4 chief ministers. And I would say, having known, and I still do, General Kakar, probably one of the most respected army chiefs in the history of Pakistan. Squeaky clean, most non-controversial army chief, and the only army chief in the history of Pakistan to actually refuse an extension, which says a lot. So I think that when Ikram Sehgal dedicates this volume of the Kakar model to General Abdul Wahid Kakar, I think this is a well-deserved honor for one of the distinguished sons of the Pakistan Army. When we discuss issues, and earlier things have been mentioned, I think that when we look at the whole gamut of civil-military relations, since the Kakar model, we have had other models also developed. But those have been clumsily done. Soft coups have taken place, military coups have taken place, and the consequences have not been able to be controlled. And I think that the root causes are actually 3 different but separate elements, which I'd like to briefly dilate. And Ikram Sehgal mentions it in his book when he says that General Kakar, when he asked for en masse resignations of the top leadership, including the person who appointed him, President Ghulam Ishaq Khan, he was quite surprised that President Ghulam Ishaq Khan felt that General Kakar was his man, Mera Banda. I think that has been one major problem for every prime minister, the assumption that when you appoint an army chief, wo mera banda hai, and that person will do his bidding over and above the interests of the institution and the country. In 1977, when Mr. Bhutto had appointed General Ziaul Haq, superseding 6 generals, and there was this agitation of the PNA. His good friend, the sister of the Shah of Iran, Princess Ashraf Pahlavi, came to Pakistan in May 1997. And she's written this in her book also. And she asked, since she was close to Mr. Bhutto, she said, "Zulfi, what's the problem? It seems the mullahs are after you. But what about the military?" He said, "Military? No, don't worry about that." He says, there was a banquet actually in the PM house. He said, that man sitting in the 3rd table, the short, slightly dark, he is the new army chief I've specially picked up. His name is General Muhammad Ziaul Haq. and he is in my pocket. He patted his pocket like that. That was the thing. Ghulam Ishaq Khan had the same misconception. Just before his retirement, General Kakar was an accidental chief because he had to be appointed at the sudden death of General Janjua. And Ghulam Ishaq also felt that he would be his man. Mian Nawaz Sharif had the same misconception about General Musharraf and later on General Bajwa. And I remember Ikram and I were guests of Mian Nawaz Sharif Saab in Murray. And issues of appointment of army chief were coming. And Ikram, as the Prince of UAE has rightly said, His Royal Highness Prince Nahyan Mubarak Al Nahyan, that what Ikram writes is the spirit of Pakistan, and one of the elements of the spirit is that speaking truth to power. He said, Mia Saab, just follow the seniority principle. There are 3 nominees. Don't try to cherry pick. Don't think any of them, koi flana banda, mera banda hoga. Do it on the proper way. And the second advice, of course, he also gave about the President of Pakistan and who should be the most well-deserving. And he had named him, but I think Mr. Nawaz Sharif did not follow both of them to his discomfiture later on. And this obsession of Mera Banda continued. Imran Khan felt General Bajwa was his Banda. They all talked of what is extension. And the second problem in Pakistan is the army chief. If prime ministers have obsession about Mera Banda, my man, the army chiefs also have an obsession about the extension issue. That they are very keen, and the extension issue often is an issue which is destabilizing for the institution, for the political system, and for civil-military relations. And this happened in the past also, and this has happened recently also. And the third element, which is extremely important in seeing the civil-military divide, in my view, is the establishment of Pakistan, primarily the security establishment, having an obsession with what General Zia used to say, positive results. That elections should be tailored, organized, engineered in a manner that the political outcome should be one that is preferred by the rulers, the powers that be, the establishment. When the 8th February elections recently took place, the foreign journalists came to me, Western journalists. They said, what happened? We thought that the votes cast were in one direction and the results were different. I said, in Pakistan, we have followed the dictum of the great Stalin. Stalin used to say, it's not important who votes in the election. What is important is who counts the votes. And I think this dichotomy was witnessed on this election also. Ikram Sehgal's works, while being a critique of the process also, irrespective of who is in power, whether Khaki or Mufti, are also a primer for students, for scholars, on what goes wrong and how to reverse that wrong also. And I feel that in Pakistan, despite the difficulties, despite the doom and gloom, there is this sense in the people of Pakistan, or what was termed as the spirit of Pakistan, that they have the courage to speak up, the courage to resist what is wrong, and the courage to defy when the state pursues policies that are at variance with the interests of the people. We feel that in this current situation, despite the difficulties, I remain an optimist that in the region, Pakistan has strategic space and an opportunity to play a larger role once we are able to set our own house in order through the respect for the rule of law, respect for the popular mandate, and through reversing wrongs such as the violations of human rights. And what has happened in Bangladesh, and I am sure for Ikram this would be a very moving story, because he is a product, he is a genuine, authentic, made in Pakistan product with roots in both what were then East and West Pakistan. And he understands the ethos of the people. And I think that is an inspirational story. And we hope that we can learn some lessons from the latest Bangladesh model, which shows that a time comes when people stand up and wrongs are reversed through popular might. And that proves that might is not right, but right is might. I wish Ikram Sehgal all the best. More power to your pen, sir. And we look forward to we have known him for last 2 centuries. We were friends in the 20th century. We are buddies in the 21st century. And we hope to continue this long journey, intellectual and personal and professional together, inshallah. Thank you very much.